Hey guys, in case you haven't heard the recent news in the Madeleine McCann case, recently a 21-year-old girl came forward claiming that she is the missing girl, Madeleine McCann, from back in 2007 in Praia de Luz, Portugal, who went missing at a vacation home apartment. Just a warning that if you see any movement in the background, it's my dogs. I have two of them in here. They wouldn't let me film alone today. But anyways, if you don't know the case at all, there's a docu-series on Netflix, I think it's on Netflix, and many popular true crime YouTubers have covered this case over the years already. So I would suggest watching one of those if you want to go more in depth and get all the details that I won't be able to cover in less than 10 minutes. If you're already here, you can watch regardless. I'll try to keep the summary as short yet descriptive as possible, just to get a general overview so we can get into today's recent discoveries. Basically what happened was the McCann family rented a ground floor apartment in an Ocean Club resort with the three kids, including Madeleine and her two younger twin brothers, and they were left in the apartment. Mind you, the balcony of the room had street access. So they were put to sleep around 7 p.m. while the parents and their friends who were on vacation with them were at like an open air outside tapas restaurant around 55 meters or 180 feet away, which was on the other side of the pool at the resort. So Kate and Jerry, the three children's parents, would rotate and walk back and forth every 30 minutes, and the friends had like a similar routine, going to check on their kids as well, and even a couple times their friends would check on the three McCann kids. At one point, a friend went back in to check on her own kids and saw a man walking away with the little girl in pink pajamas who appeared to be sleeping, and she didn't think anything of it because there were a lot of families at the resort and it just seemed like a father and a daughter. At another point in the night, around 9:30, another friend went to go check on the McCann kids and was only able to definitively confirm that he saw the two boys. I think maybe he just assumed that she was in there and like the sheets were crumbled, or I don't really know. On that day, May 3rd, 2007, Kate, the mother, went to go check on her kids and noticed her daughter, Madeleine, at 3 years old, was missing, and she would have been, or would be, 4 on May 12th, only about a week after her disappearance. Obviously, there's much more to the story, like I've said. The parents were blamed at one point and thought to be involved. It was then ruled out despite the suspicions around them. At another point, there was a cadaver dog that was brought in and traced a scent of blood back to the trunk of their car, or it smelled like a corpse in the back of the car. There was other speculated things, but no one was ever convicted. I assume due to lack of evidence and the possibility of another suspect. It's quite a mess, unfortunately. As evident with today's events, the story doesn't end there, which could be good or bad news depending on how this ends up. So the woman in question is named Julia Wendell, a young Polish woman who believes that she could be Madeleine McCann due to the same hair color, a speck on the right eye, and I saw somewhere mention that she had freckles on her leg as well. She claims she doesn't remember a lot of her childhood and stuff just doesn't seem to add up to her. She posted her so-called evidence on an Instagram account at _I am Madeleine McCann, which to me is very bold, not only to make that claim, but to also make it your account name as if it's a fact. Julia Wendell, who has said she does not remember most of my childhood, previously said that Madeleine's parents have agreed to do a DNA test. She claims that details of her childhood don't add up, leading her to believe that she was abducted as a toddler and that she has a spot in her right eye and a beauty mark on her cheek similar to Madeleine's. In interviews, she's claimed that her parents tried to change the subject when she tries to ask about her real parents. She claims that it's not for attention, and her family questions why she's doing this, but she genuinely believes she's her. She wanted to take a DNA test, so she submitted a few, including one to 23andMe. A personal investigator and psychic medium was her title, by the name of Dr. Fia Johansson, claims We have a lot of evidence right now that shows Julia was definitely trafficked to Poland from another country by an international sex trafficking group. We are still conducting an investigation, but Julia is definitely not the biological daughter of her parents in Poland. If Wendell's ancestry comes from the same region as Madeleine's parents, Jerry and Kate McCann, Dr. Johansson says that she will immediately send the DNA sequence to Portuguese investigators for comparison. Now, I don't know what evidence they've actually put together, nor how or where, but not to mention that Madeleine would actually be 19 currently, but the woman is 21. Obviously, the DNA test will tell us for sure, but as of now, if it were true, the ages are off, which could mean that she was lied to about her age, maybe. That's happened in cases before, like Gypsy Rose Blanchard. She was actually years older than she thought, so it could be like that in order to further hide Julia's true identity. Or it could be some kind of weird case like the fraudulent Frenchman Frederick Borden, who pretend to be young boys in order to infiltrate families, like in the case of Nicholas Barclay. Not that is to say she is that crazy or anything, but maybe there's some weird ulterior motive, or she's just convinced herself so much that she believes it. I waited to post this just in case any more information came out, but if anything does come out after I post this, I will pin a comment updating the results or any further information, unless there's enough to cover it in a part 2. So as for my thoughts, I feel bad for the McCann parents for having to go through this all over again for probably nothing. Their hope was likely up in the beginning of this news breaking, but so I'm sure they're gonna feel like they were hit hard with a roller coaster of hopelessness all over again when they find out that this isn't true, because I don't think that it really could be. I think it's kind of a reach. Unless they come up with like a new piece of evidence, then maybe I could get on board with this, or if the DNA test comes back positive. I don't think it could be her at this moment. What do you guys think? Does it all add up? I think in the least it could possibly be that she was another missing girl who was trafficked. Let me know what you guys think below, and I'll see you for the next case or spooky story.